Hey guys, this is Wolf Hoffman from Accept. Hello, hello. We can't wait to come to Bogota on May 9th, and please keep watching and following on Alejandrosis. All right, guys, we'll see you guys soon. All the best.
Con sus tempos rápidos y agresivos y esos acordes pulverizadores, Accept es uno de los principales grupos del heavy metal que se dio a conocer en la primera mitad de los años 80. La agrupación alemana regresa a Bogotá un año después de su última visita. Esto sucederá este jueves 9 de mayo en el Teatro Astor Plaza, ubicado en el barrio Chapinero. Previamente, la banda había sido protagonista de festivales y eventos tan importantes como el Festival del Diablo, el Notfest o el Bogotá Metal Fest, pero en esta ocasión ofrecerán su propio espectáculo. Tuve la oportunidad de dialogar con Wolf Hoffman en exclusiva acerca de lo que vamos a vivir en una noche que promete ser pletórica para los amantes del heavy metal. Sean ustedes bienvenidos. Con producciones del calibre de Restless and Wild de 1982 o Balls to the Wall de 1983, Accept demostró desde el comienzo que era capaz de hacer un metal musculoso, capaz de romper el molde y en ello conquistar al mundo. La banda tiene canciones que personalmente me fascinan, como Midnight Mover, Burning, la impresionante Metal Heart y ni qué decir de Balls to the Wall, todo un himno a la testosterona. Recuerdo la película The Wrestler, ahí con la cual Mickey Rourke saltaba al ring. Pues bien, Accept, como les cuento, ya está muy cerca de la capital colombiana y hay que decir que ha sufrido varios cambios de alineación a lo largo de casi 5 décadas de carrera. Uno de los más sensibles fue la partida del cantante Udo Dirk Schneider. Sin embargo, los músicos que hoy acompañan a Wolf Hoffman, su guitarrista, pues son bastante competentes. Empecemos hablando por Mark Tornillo, quien es el vocalista desde el año 2009 y hace un gran trabajo. También encontramos en las guitarras a Uf Lulis y Joel Hoekstra. En el bajo estará tocando aquí Martin Motnick y tras los tambores Christopher Williams. Una de las cosas que me parece más interesante de esta visita es que la agrupación lo hace con un álbum nuevo. Se llama Humanoid. Salió hace pocos días por intermedio del sello europeo Napalm Records y ahí encontramos 12 canciones de muy buena factura donde apreciamos mucho del legado de Accept, pero también temas más frescos con una producción muy bien lograda. En medio de esta agitada gira, el único miembro que permanece de la alineación original, es decir, Wolf Hoffman, atendió nuestro llamado más precisamente desde la ciudad de Buenos Aires. Partimos la entrevista preguntándole a este músico acerca de cómo se siente en este actual tour y qué representa para él estar tocando nuevas canciones cada noche.
It's always exciting because, I mean, some of the songs we normally do, we've played for years and years. I mean, some songs I've played for 40 years. And then, of course, these songs we've never played live. So it's a premiere in a way, you know, so it feels great. And you can tell that the audience, a lot of people in the audience know the song, but there's also a bunch of people who don't know the songs. That's normal. It's great. So there's definitely a sense of excitement.
Nice. I have the opportunity to listen in a Spotify Humanoid a couple of times. And
Yeah.
do you agree that the record it's about a balance on the rope of the Accept legacy? Because in my opinion, I hear a lot of heavy metal of the recent era with Mike Tornillo vocals, right? And the other half of the tunes, I think, have more 80s sound. There are elements that brought to my mind albums like Russian Roulette or Metal Heart, but with a
Really?
modern production. It's about
Yeah.
balance.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to say because I'm not aware of any of this. It's just really because they're all my songs, so I can't really I cannot really agree or disagree on any of that because I'm not objective, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
But it's
Uh,
fine. I mean, I have no problem when you say that. It makes me very happy because I mean, my goal is always to write songs that have an old school feeling, but with a modern sound and a brand new approach. You know.
Okay, wonderful. You are talking about the production of the brand new songs. You are working once again with Mr. Andy Snip. He's the producer of all your 6 records with Mike Tornillo, right? What do
Right.
you trust so much in him?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a saying, never change a winning team. And I think we are winning with Andy. Every album we make with him is it turns out great. I mean, we've never been disappointed by Andy and we've always had great results. So he's really part of the team, part of the family. And we trust him in his song selection. I very much trust him with the sound. He always gives us a fantastic guitar and drum sound and vocal sound. Everything is, I mean, he's really a metal and accept fan. So he's really like the perfect man for the job.
Wonderful. I like to ask you about a couple of songs of your new album. The first one is the melancholic Ravage of Times, which I
Yeah.
even saw you are playing alive, so it's wonderful. And the second, it's uh, Straight Up Jack, which has an AC/DC influence and talks about of the metalheads' favorite liquors. In my opinion, it's nice. So please talk me about this couple of songs, please.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Straight Up Jack. It's actually a drinking song, but it's also meant to be a double meaning. It's really it's a these are lyrics from Mark Tonillo. He wrote the lyrics to me complete, and then I wrote the music after the fact. So, but it's really 100% Mark. He likes to drink beer. He likes to shoot from the hip, and he's a straight up Jack himself. You know, he's not a complicated man. He's very to the point, if you know what I mean. So it really speaks about himself. It's about drinking, but it's also about himself, you know. And the other song, Ravages of Time, that is something that was very close to my heart because I had this nice little melancholy melody on guitar that I was playing with, and I thought it would maybe make a nice ballad. And I was thinking there, I wasn't sure if we could use it for Accept, but I just sort of went with it and thought at the same time I thought, you know, I've been playing music for almost 50 years now, and in my mind, I'm still a teenager, you know, uh, but you know, I started this whole thing when I was 16 years old, and I still feel that I'm 16 years old, but I know I'm not, and I'm thinking, how much more decades can I possibly be doing this, you know? So I don't know. I have no intention of ever quitting, but at the same time, it was a reflection of where I stand in my life.
Wow, sabias palabras, ¿ah? Accept cuenta con 17 álbumes de estudio, lo cual es muy diciente acerca de la consistencia que han tenido en cuanto a composición. Su historia discográfica partió en el año 79 con un trabajo de título homónimo, luego vino aquel Rebel de 1980, también tengo muy presente el álbum Russian Roulette de 1986, bueno, y luego esta nueva etapa que han emprendido con Mark Tornillo, empezando con el álbum Blood of Nations 2010, también Stalingrad, y bueno, más recientemente Too Mean to Die, y ahora tenemos este fabuloso Humanoid. Pues bien, entre tantos discos, pues no todos pueden ser excelentes, hay algunos que a veces se echan al olvido, y yo quise preguntarle a Wolf acerca de cuál es ese disco o discos que él menos prefiere. Escuchémoslo.
Well, I never listen to my own albums ever. I don't. Because it's my life, and I don't know. I'm just not. I'm always focused on the present and tomorrow. I'm never really looking back so much. And you know, of course, when I have to learn a song, like if we decide to play a song we haven't played in a while, then I have to go back and listen to it and learn it. But other than that, I never listen to my own music for enjoyment because I don't know. It's just something I don't do. But I have to say the albums, if you ask me which albums I'm least proud of, it's probably the 90s stuff. All the albums in the 90s. And that's only because it was a bad time for heavy metal and it was a bad time in the band. The chemistry was not there. It was almost like the 90s were a dark cloud over everything, over heavy metal in general. I think a lot of other bands had this similar experience because it was a time of grunge and alternative rock and classical heavy metal, or classic heavy metal was out of fashion for a while. So the 90s were like a very difficult period. So I don't have good memories of that time. So I don't like to think about it so much.
Okay.
The 80s were fantastic. And of course, everything since we met Mark Tonillo has been fantastic. So this is like, to me, the new era of Accept 2.0, if you want, is the best period in my life as a musician and in the career. It's really the most consistent, it's the most successful and the most joyful time in Accept for me.
Wonderful. Okay, this will be the fourth time that Accept its play here in Bogota. Previously was only for festivals like the Notfest or the Festival del Diablo. This will be the very first time that the band play their own show under a classic theater here in the downtown of the city. Do the emotions of playing at a festival change a lot of having your audience closer?
Yeah, festival shows are always a little different, of course, because you have to think that only a percentage of the audience is your audience, because if there's many bands, every band has their own audience and they all come together for a festival. But, when we have a headline show, it's 100% Accept fans, because nobody goes to an Accept show that doesn't want to see Accept. But at a festival, there's a lot of fans that want to see other bands more. So it's a different type audience. And therefore, we will probably play more songs from the new album. We have an opportunity to play other stuff that we normally don't play at festivals. I have a saying sometimes, which is, if you compare it to sex, then a festival is like a quickie session in the corner. Yeah. But like a headline show is a long night of love making.
Okay, I like that. Mr. Wolf, here in Bogota, in addition to Ub Lulis and you in the guitars, are Mr. Joel Hoekstra will be on guitars. He's replacing Philip's shows. I saw in the credits of your last record that Philip not participate and has no credit in the album either. Why isn't it Joel coming on this tour, and how did Joel get into the band?
Yeah, that's I tell you a story. We played a long South American tour last year, and with Phil, and he was very sick, very ill on this tour because he had food poisoning and he was in hospital, so he was very sick. And after the tour, he came to us and said, "Listen, guys, I love you. I love making metal. Everything is cool, but this is too hard for me. This is like, world tours are very exhausting, and I have a great offer from an artist in America, a country band that I can play with and I can be close to home. So I want to leave the band." And we said, "Phil, we don't want to lose you. We love you. You're a great player. We want to keep you in the band. Is it not possible to keep?" And then he said, "Maybe I can be a permanent special guest. I come to you when I have the time, when the scheduling works out. And if I can't be there, then I can't be there." So that's why we said, "Okay, you're going to be part of the touring team, but you're not part of the core band in the studio." but still we invited Phil to participate in the studio recordings. He did play some solos on the album. So he's done some work on the album. And now on this tour, he said he can't be there, so we found a great replacement for him. His name is Joel Hoekstra. He normally plays with Whitesnake, and he plays with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, an amazing player. So he took the role of Phil on this tour. And I have to say, he's a fantastic replacement and a really nice guy. Because we really like to play with 3 guitar players. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun for us. And I think the audience likes it very much too, because it gives it like a bigger sound almost, you know. So we definitely want to continue as a 3 guitar player team in the near future. And on this run, it's going to be Joel. And in the fall, when we come back to Europe, then Phil is going to return to the band. So it's a little complicated, but it's all good.
Okay. Do you have any memory from Colombia? Your 4th shows here?
Yeah, I mean, I remember very passionate audiences. They're really crazy and wild fans. And that's why we love, I mean, to us, South America in general and Latin America in general is a dream, because you guys are crazy motherfuckers. And that's what we like. You know, as an audience, that's the dream come true.
Maybe you consider a far close tour, because you said before here that you don't ever think about quit.
No, I'm going to die on stage, my friend. I'm not going to retire. If I have my choice, I'm going to die on stage.
Estupendo, amigas y amigos. Ahí estuvo el testimonio de uno de los nombres más importantes en la historia del metal alemán. ¿Ustedes piensan ir a ese concierto? Yo no me lo quiero perder. Quiero leer los comentarios de todos ustedes acá abajo acerca de si van a ir o si ven este video posteriormente, cómo les pareció. Mi nombre es Alejandro Bonilla, me dedico al periodismo musical y por eso quiero invitarlos a que me sigan en mis redes sociales: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, todas. Ahí van a encontrar más reseñas discográficas, noticias y también un poco más acerca de mis fabulosas sesiones DJ. Muy pronto nos volvemos a encontrar aquí en Alejandrosis para hablar de la música que más nos gusta. Hasta pronto.